Hi, this is Missy Juanica with Teach for America, New Mexico, here with a Teach New Mexico resource about the transition to teaching in New Mexico via alternative licensure or transition to teaching for non-education majors. This is part two. So part one, I went over these 4 steps in detail, and this video will focus on the costs that come up during each of these steps. So just to quickly recap, first, you need to have a non-education bachelor's degree and want to become a teacher and realize that that is an option for you. Next, you have to think about what training program or pathway is right for you and apply and get accepted. Next is the New Mexico state licensure process and application with the state of New Mexico's public education department, and then actually getting that teaching job. You don't have to go in that order. So I said next, like it was, one step after the other. Many people do go in that order, but it doesn't have to be. All right, so zooming in on those costs that come up along the way. First of all, before I go into detail, please don't get discouraged. There are supports out there. If you're interested in learning more, please reach out. And also please talk with your program and your district to see if there are any supports they offer as well. So starting all the way on the left, exploring the profession is free. I highly encourage volunteering, observing in a classroom, talking to me or somebody else who works in education, just to figure out if teaching is right for you. For the alternative licensure pathways and programs, there are some costs associated with these programs. This is also the place where there's the most support. So depending on which program you feel like is right for you, you definitely want to ask what scholarships are available, how do you access them, etc. So some of the costs that you want to be prepared for are the application fee, usually between $0 and $50. Sending official transcripts, which varies based on your university. Tuition, this varies widely depending on which program you select. And if it's a community college, a nonprofit option, or a 4-year institution. And again, if you're eligible for and getting scholarships. So know that tuition is a part of the process, and that if you want support, you'll usually have to go through a process of demonstrating financial need. But support is definitely available. Then some programs ask you to take and pass praxis teaching tests in advance. Regardless of whether your program requires it or not, you eventually will have to take and pass a series of praxis teaching tests to prove that you have content expertise and some basic skills and knowledge. And those tests, they vary, but they are approximately $100 a test. And so there are 3 basic skills tests. They're called subtests: reading, writing, and math. And then there's a professional knowledge test. And then depending on what subject you want to teach, a content area test as well. And so some programs require you to pass some of those up front. And whether that's true of your program or not, you will be required to pass those praxis tests within 2 years' time if you want to continue on in the teaching profession. The New Mexico state licensure process and application has a licensure fee of $150. You pay that right in the application portal online. They also require a background check. You register online, but you go pay when you actually get the background check. And then they will ask for an official transcript as well. Licensure fees, if you're watching this video in March of 2022, they are currently suspended. So they are not asking people to pay licensure fees right now. So if you, again, are watching this video in March of 2022, check that out. That's an awesome benefit that the state of New Mexico is offering right now. When you actually go to get that teaching job, they're going to ask you to get another background check. It can't be the same one that you did for the state of New Mexico. You can get it at the same time, but they're 2 different. They have to run your background check twice because of confidentiality. The state and the district, they're not going to share the background check between the 2 of them. So this may cost you another $44. Some districts can do this in-house. That's why it says may cost another $44. And then you'll also have to be prepared to send another official transcript. I'm not going to total up all the costs because it really varies based on if you are getting those scholarships and supports, and especially the tuition for the program that you end up selecting. But you can see here kind of an overview of some of the different costs that come up in the transition to teaching. Again, please reach out if you want to talk more about any of this or could benefit from a personalized consultation.